10 highest paid actors in Marvel movies. Chris Pratt, $5 million. Chris Pratt was well known for his role as Andy Dwyer in Parks and Recreation. However, his most recent role as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy made him a box office superstar. Given that Pratt has other notable films, such as the Jurassic World films, $5 million may seem like a bargain for the actor. But according to Business Insider, he received this payment for his supporting part in Avengers: Infinity War. Brie Larson, $5 million. It is rumored that Marvel signs its stars at low rates for their first large blockbuster appearance. That compensation then increases to higher levels with numerous sequels and appearances. But because Brie Larson had already won an Oscar when she was chosen for Captain Marvel, she was paid well from the start. The Hollywood Reporter reports that Larson made $5 million for her leading role as Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel. It's clear that her pay will increase as she remains in the MCU. Benedict Cumberbatch, $6.4 million. Another actor who gained popularity before appearing in the MCU is Benedict Cumberbatch. But it appears that Doctor Strange is evolving into one of the universe's most important heroes, and Cumberbatch's forthcoming salary reflects that. Cumberbatch will reprise his role as Doctor Strange in his second solo film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, receiving a pay increase of nearly $6 million after acting in the Avengers films and Spider-Man: No Way Home. Paul Rudd, $8 million. Few people expected Paul Rudd to play a superhero given his history of playing humorous parts like Ant-Man. He is particularly endearing in these films as Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, in part because of this. In the team-up adventures, it was especially entertaining to watch him mess about with some of the more powerful Marvel heroes. Ant-Man joined the remaining Avengers after having a minor involvement in Captain America: Civil War. Scott and Rudd benefited from it because, according to Forbes, he made $8 million for Avengers: Endgame. Jeremy Renner, $15 million. Hawkeye was one of the Avengers who never seemed to get the glory he deserved. He was just a guy with a bow and arrow. He was the only one of the original 6 heroes who did not get a solo film, though he ultimately got a Disney Plus series. Although he may not have been as well known as some of the other heroes, he nevertheless ended up making similarly big salary. Forbes reports that Jeremy Renner was paid $15 million for his cameo in Avengers: Endgame. Mark Ruffalo, $15 million. When the MCU rebooted in 2012, the role of Bruce Banner was recast. It was a good choice, as Mark Ruffalo has the perfect combination of intelligence and compassion to play the hero. Ruffalo managed to become another adored character in the universe despite the quick change in performers. Even though he didn't participate in the sole Hulk solo film to date, he has played a significant role in the Avengers' adventures and was able to collect the same $15 million salary for Avengers: Endgame as his other Avengers, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Chris Evans, $15 million. Chris Evans is the heart of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A character who might have been amusing was transformed into one of the iconic cinematic heroes of the 21st century. It stands to reason that Evans earns one of the highest incomes given his significant role in the larger movie universe. Although Avengers: Endgame may be Chris Evans' last film as Captain America, it brought him $15 million. Chris Hemsworth, $20 million. Another actor who wasn't highly known before to appearing in the MCU was Chris Hemsworth. He not only rose to fame as Thor, but he also contributed to the character's evolution throughout time, making the God of Thunder one of the funniest and most adored characters in the MCU. Hemsworth also accomplishes a historic feat in the MCU by being the first actor to star in 4 separate movies. Hemsworth will reportedly receive $20 million for his role in Thor: Love and Thunder, making it a profitable return. Scarlett Johansson, minus $20 million. Scarlett Johansson has been tied to the MCU since the very beginning. As Black Widow, she's appeared in almost all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, including the upcoming Avengers: Infinity War. Amazingly, it took 10 years before Johansson and her character received a standalone film. Black Widow's release on Disney Plus rather than in theaters, however, sparked a debate regarding the pay for MCU performers after Johansson alleged that it violated her contract. Disney openly stated that Johansson received $20 million for the role of Black Widow in reaction to her allegations. Robert Downey Jr., $75 million. With Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. not only played a key role in the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Without his outstanding performance, the MCU probably would not be what it is today. Given all of that, it is not shocking that he earns the highest income. Though initially viewed as a questionable casting move, Downey Jr. soon rose to prominence as the face of the filmic universe. When it came time for him to leave his role in Avengers Endgame, Downey Jr. received $20 million up front along with a cut of the proceeds, which according to Forbes came to a total of $75 million.